When we started seeing these beautiful, cherished moments of Imade spending time with her father, we all assumed that the parties had managed to resolve amicably within themselves. But with these new details emerging, clearly, ADR, that's the alternative dispute resolution that I explained earlier, failed. They didn't agree. And when ADR fails, hearing has to continue. Let the courts give their own verdict, since the both parties, after availing you an opportunity, have refused to agree on what works best for you people. And so ADR failed, and then they went back to court. So how did this all break on social media, and why are we where we are today? A few days ago, we woke up to this video of the beautiful Sophia dancing. Oh, favor surrounds me like a shield. Yeah. And she's a happy girl, so we just thought it was one of her happy moments. We didn't read meaning to it. Next thing we saw, Davido came crashing out hard and heavy on social media. This is what he said. He said, 1, I never asked for full custody. I asked for joint custody. 2, nobody won, nobody lost but Imade. So I don't know why some people are celebrating. There is nothing to celebrate. 3, I've decided to drop the case because when I was spanking that lawyer in the courtroom, she would get so frustrated because normally I finish school. I was finishing her until she brought out the last card, my deceased son. That's a no-no. Lowest blow. 4, my daughter will grow up knowing that I fought for her. Let's move on. One love. He went further to call out the lawyer, tagging her at Bella Chukwu, saying that I disgraced you in the courtroom. I was teaching you your work. You couldn't even take it. And then went on to mention my son. Like I said in the courtroom, I pray you never go through what me and my wife have gone through, ever. And you were still smiling, smacking. You are a wicked human being. You are the worst lawyer ever. I beat you in court. You are not learned. And then he went further. He didn't stop there. He went further to call out a certain boy. I don't know whether because the boy is black like the lawyer. I don't know why he thought that this is the woman's son. He called out, posted the picture of the boy, saying the boy is a gospel singer, or is it the man? Saying, nigga, shut the F up. And she has a son, Tosin. You will live long. Amen. With the rubbish you they sing. So your son a musician, Bella Chukwu. You don't even get sense. Make we help him. Useless people. So as Davido was coming for the lawyer, he was coming for this alleged son. But at the end of the day, the young man came out and said, Oga, I'm not the son of a lawyer. I'm just an upcoming musician trying to sing and hustle for my daily bread. Why are you insulting me? Trust our Davido now. Trust our in-law. He immediately apologized. Our in-law is a very sensitive and impulsive person. After he does his wahala, he will come and start apologizing. So, news began to circulate by an eyewitness, recounting what went on at the courtroom. This eyewitness said that Sophia's lawyer, this Bella Chukwu, while trying to discredit Davido's stability, brought up the passing of his son, arguing something around if he was capable of being a responsible parent. How come a 3-year-old baby under his watch passed tragically? And that was a low blow for Davido. He couldn't take it. He exploded in court, insulted the lawyer. And according to these reports, the judge asked him to apologize and he refused. Now, we have gotten to a major subject that has trended on social media about this, and let me address it before we bring this video to an end. First and foremost, it is important to point out that this behavior by Davido is clearly what is called contempt of courts. It is a criminal offense. In fact, it is the only offense that I can think of now, the only offense that I know of that warrants a summary conviction, meaning you don't have to file any case, you don't have to, right there and then, you can be slammed with instant imprisonment. So he should consider himself lucky that he didn't meet a no-nonsense judge, because there are some judges that would say to hell with your fame and money, even if a connection brings you out later, but you will test that bazo. You will go behind bars. So there are some judges that do not take nonsense, that would have taken action at that behavior, that conduct. So please don't try that at home. Secondly, it is important that I point out again that that exhibition, that behavior is not good for Davido's case. It's not good for any child custody case. Behavior in court matters, especially in child custody cases. Judges are not just deciding legal rights. They are accessing stability, emotional control, and what environment best serves that child. When someone explodes in court, it signals poor impulse control. It can even suggest anger issues, disrespect for authority, or an inability to handle conflict calmly. In custody battles, that works against you, because the court is asking one core question: who can provide the safest, most stable environment for this child? Not who is the richer person, who is, no. Now, in this case, this public display of shouting or emotional outbursts will not strengthen Davido's position. And yes, he might have come out on social media to say, I don't care about the case, but when his eyes clears, he might want the case, because, as I mentioned, Davido is a very emotional and impulsive person. So maybe he said that in the heat of anger, provocation. When tempers are calm, he might find out that he still wants to give this case a try. So judges in child custody cases, look out for composure under pressure. Even if someone feels provoked, losing control can be interpreted as instability in court. And custody decisions are heavily influenced by perceived behavior, perceived temperament rather. The judges don't know you personally. They can only judge what you show them. They can only judge their perception of you. They don't know you to your house. So a parent that appears calm, you know that my videos are not just about addressing these celebrities. It's about impacting knowledge. If you are in this case, I am speaking to you. You must why do you think that criminals, robbers, murderers, when they are going to court, even those that have dreads, they will pack their hair, they will shave their hair, wear suits, killer that have killed 500 people? Perceived temperament and impression. You are working on the minds of the judge or the jury, right? So a parent that appears calm, cooperative, and child-focused is more likely to be trusted with shared or primary custody. The court is not a place to win emotionally. That emotional win can be done on social media. It is a place to demonstrate maturity. Thirdly, this case was not over. They're still in the argument. They were still in the argument phase. They're still far from judgment. And he still had a chance. Judgment had not been given yet, so they were still in the process of the case. So he should have tried to keep his cool. He doesn't even know what the judge would have arrived at the end. Maybe the judge would have even granted his request. But now that he has crashed out in court and even crashed out on social media, it now paints a bad image of someone that is asking for the custody of a little child. Fourthly, in that 102-page affidavit that Sophia's lawyer filed in response to Davido's petition that I mentioned earlier for his joint custody petition. Remember I told you that her lawyer responded with 102-page affidavits. Remember that it went viral last year. This point of son and no son, we discussed it last year. It went viral. We already knew the contents of the affidavits. So that point was already filed. Davido should have expected that the lawyer, the opposing counsel, intended to depend on that point. And his lawyers, I don't know whether to blame him or to blame his lawyers should have prepped him on how to manage that question, how to answer it, how to deal with that situation. Because it's certain that it was bound to. And yes, undoubtedly, it would bring pain and open wounds. But it was not supposed to be a surprise. Because that is the need for pre-filing affidavits before hearings. So counsels and parties are not taken by surprise. That was already a strong point filed in the existing response that the lawyer had given. So painful as it was, he should have been prepared mentally for it. 5. On whether that point should have been brought up or used at all. Many people have asked me. I think I will ask back. Are you asking me as an individual, as a parent, or are you asking me as a lawyer? And I would address it, the both of them. If you are asking me as a human being, as a parent, should that point should have come up? Hell no. That was wrong. That was low. What happened to that child can happen to any parent. No matter how careful, no matter how good of a parent you think you are. And it doesn't have to have happened in a pool. It can happen to any parent in any part of the house. In fact, when I hear some people talk on social media, you don't even have to waste your time going to check their profile or look at them, because 95 or 99% of the time, I can already tell when I eventually check them out that they are mostly people who do not have children. And you know that the best parents are people without children. The best parents, the best people that know all the do's and don'ts of parenting and all what should be contained in the parenting handbook are people who do not have children. You know? But if you are an honest parent, you would learn to give grace to other parents, because you know as it go, as it be. You know that those little rascals have one agenda, and one agenda alone when they wake up. How do I hurt myself today? What is the fastest way to kill myself today? That is what they live for. And you know what? It doesn't take more than a split second for them to act the film and wreak the havoc that will change your life forever. What wouldn't you eat? Wouldn't you walk? Wouldn't you close your eyes? I have 3 brothers and no sister, and I have 3 sons. It was after many years that God pitied me and gave me a daughter. So I speak from experience, and I tell you that toddlers, especially the male toddlers, never stay still. I remember growing up, we had a neighbor, a resident nurse close by, who's for treating wound, because my parents got tired of going to the hospital to treat fall and breakage here and there. You can only do your best to keep them away from harm. But you see, children, they even come to harm with their both parents in the house. And if you are a mother here watching me, you would admit that there's sometimes that you just laid the toddler down and you are bathing and you have to come out of the bathroom with soap head to toe like ghost to check. It's a struggle. We only try by the grace of God, but we are all self-righteous on social media. So I do not think that the parent automatically becomes irresponsible and incapable of having custody because a tragic incident occurred after making more than adequate provisions to keep that child safe. Come on, 6 or was it 7 adults were kept to care for that child. What else were they supposed to do? Rent a theater of Midas? So if you are one of those, I want to let you know today that you see that thing, it can happen to you. And just because it didn't happen to you does not mean that it was by your power or might. It happens to the best of us. So as a mother, as a parent, I wasn't happy with that point, with bringing that up, the death of his son. But as a lawyer, now that becomes a different ball game. In law courts, in court cases, the opposing counsel is not there to be kind and considerate. They are there for one thing and one thing alone: to win for their clients. That lawyer bringing up Davido's late child to suggest instability or inefficiency may feel morally harsh and unjust, insensitive. But legally, the courtroom is not guided by social courtesy. It is guided by strategy and relevance. Lawyers are trained, we are trained to introduce any facts that can support our client's argument. And the goal is persuasion, not compassion. The courts are brutal. They are adversarial by design. So each party testing the other party's weaknesses and then leaving it for the judge to decide based on the law and of course the child's best interest. So did that lawyer do wrong? I will leave that for you to decide. Let us get your thoughts down in the comment section. Well, this case has gotten really dirty, as is the case with most child custody wars. What are your thoughts? Do you believe that Davido should stop trying to get custody of his child and just make do with the occasional calls and occasional visits and just accept fate that way? Or do you think that he should keep fighting for his first child, his first fruit, his first daughter? I have laid out Sophia's points and Davido's points. What are your own thoughts? Let us drop them all down in the comments section. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your thoughts down in the comments section, and stay glued for we have so much more coming your way. Don't forget to join our premium and exclusive channel where we dish out exclusive content made specially for you that would guide you around life, marriage, relationships, and everything that sounds like that. You can scan this code or join right here on YouTube by clicking join channel membership and clicking on exclusive channel. I'll see you there, and I'll see you in my next one. For now, bye.